Hi, I'm Peter. Today I'd like to run through some of the main treatments that I use the Elite Laser for in my clinic. By far the most common condition that I see is pain. It could be back pain, shoulder pain, knee pain, neck pain, pain somewhere in the body. So here are some typical case studies. I had a truck driver with sciatica. He was in and out of his truck all day, climbing up and down. Even using the clutch was a major issue for him. He'd had 6 to 10 treatments with 3 other practitioners, a physiotherapist, a chiropractor, and a massage therapist. None of them had been able to help him. The best that he'd experienced was a slight reduction in pain for a few hours. I used the Elite Laser on him for approximately 15 minutes, once a week, for 5 weeks. He noticed a significant improvement immediately after the first treatment, and it took 5 treatments in total for him to report that the sciatic pain was gone completely. Since that episode, I've treated both his parents, his mother-in-law, his wife, and 3 of his friends. I had another truck driver who fell off the side of his truck while he was unloading. He came in here the next morning and he could hardly walk. He'd injured his knee, his back, and his elbow. The knee was the worst. He could hardly stand me gently palpating the area. So I worked on him with the Elite Laser for about 15 minutes. I started with the knee, and then while the Elite Laser was doing its thing on his elbow, I went back and palpated the knee again. He was absolutely amazed. I could hardly touch his knee before. It was so painful. Now I was able to palpate firmly all around the area, and there was only mild discomfort. After 15 minutes, he was able to walk out of the clinic without a limp and feeling like a new man. He only needed 1 treatment. Since that treatment, I've seen his employer and his employer's wife and 4 of his workmates. I saw a lady who had bad bunions on both feet. She had pain in the balls of her feet whenever she was walking or standing. She'd worn a lot of very high-heeled shoes when she was young, apparently. I find that small muscles, like in the feet, seem to take more treatments to release than larger ones. So I worked on her feet for 22 treatments, once a week. There was no dramatic improvement for her, but week by week, the bones started to move and they went back to where they belong, and the pain gradually melted away. I think I've seen all the members of her bridge club over the last few months, and a couple of her family members as well. I saw another lady with chronic neck pain. She could hardly move her head. This was about her range of motion. For her, we identified that the issue was not in her neck, and I actually used the Elite Laser on her abdomen. She told me after that she thought I was a bit weird working down on the abdomen when the pain was up here in the neck. Anyway, she trusted me and she stood up after the treatment, and she had about twice the amount of movement in her neck. Still not a full range of motion, but a major improvement. So I ended up seeing her for 3 more treatments, and she's been back to bring her partner and her mother. I've also seen 2 of her children. Another man comes to me with kidney issues. He gets a lot of gout and has difficulty walking sometimes. I use a laser over his kidney area, and he reports that the gout is much improved for about 2 weeks after the treatment. It gradually gets worse as the effect of the treatment wears off. In this case, laser therapy is unlikely to be the complete solution for his problem. He also sees a herbalist who's helping him with his kidney function issues. Treatment with the Elite Laser is fast and painless. Clients will feel a pleasant warmth around the area being treated. It's very relaxing. Research indicates that laser treatment releases endorphins. So even though treatments might only be 15 minutes, it's not unusual for a client to be on the table snoring. And so it's so relaxing. I'm not a research scientist, but I have read a lot of the research around laser therapy, and this is my understanding about how laser works. Firstly, it dilates blood vessels in the area being treated. More blood supply equals more nutrients in and more waste out. Secondly, It stimulates a part of the cell called the mitochondria. This is where ATP is produced. ATP is the fuel for our cells. When a cell receives infrared laser treatment, the mitochondria inside that cell make more ATP. The cell has more energy, so it can do its job better. In the case of a muscle cell, the laser helps it to relax. The great thing is that the extra ATP effect lasts about 3 days. So if I release a muscle with my fingers using massage or other techniques, the muscle may go back to its old pattern very quickly. The 3-day effect with laser therapy helps the muscle to remain relaxed. This develops a new pattern more quickly in my experience. There are some contraindications for laser therapy, and the main one is the eyes. Looking into an infrared laser is like looking into the sun, so we always wear protective glasses when the laser is turned on. One of the important things about using the Elite laser is that you don't always use the laser on the painful area. Sometimes the pain is on the right, but the problem area is on the left. Sometimes the pain is on the back of the body, and the problem is at the front. So when you buy an Elite laser, part of the training is how to do the assessments and work out where the cause of the problem is, rather than just treating where the pain is. More is not always better. So a 20-minute treatment may not be better than a 10-minute treatment. I'll teach you when to use the laser on full power and when to turn it down, when to do a longer treatment and when to do a short one. Most treatments take about 10 to 15 minutes. I've been using lasers for treatment since 2008. In that time I've had 4 different lasers and they've all been good, but one of the things I've noticed the most with the Elite laser is the speed of recovery that clients experience. And because of that, referrals have gone through the roof. I'm busier now than I've ever been, and I don't advertise in any way other than my website. My clients come to me mostly through referrals. Typically what happens is I see a client for 1 to 10 treatments, depending on what their issue is. Then generally I don't see them again for 1 or 2 years. They come back because they had a car accident or they tripped and pulled a muscle or whatever. What makes the business grow is the huge number of referrals. Using the Elite laser, I can achieve more for my clients in 10 minutes than I could in a 1-hour treatment previously. Other practitioners have reported that laser therapy has made their job easier, reduced treatment times, and that their clients are happier and healthier. So why aren't there more practitioners doing laser therapy? Mainly because of the cost. Unfortunately, good lasers are expensive. I've spoken with practitioners who bought a cheap laser to test out laser therapy and to see if it works. The problem with that is that cheap lasers are usually around 5 milliwatts. The Elite laser is 26,000 milliwatts. That's about 5,000 times more powerful. You'd have to hold a little 5 milliwatt laser in one place for 1 whole month to equal a 10-minute treatment from the Elite laser. So having used the Elite laser in my clinic for some time now, I can confidently say that once you buy an Elite laser, you won't look back. In fact, I'm so confident in the Elite laser that I offer a money-back guarantee. The details are on the website, but in a nutshell, when you buy an Elite laser, try it out for a month. If you're not happy with the results, you send it back and receive a full refund. If you have any questions, please get in touch by email or phone. Details are on the Contact Us page. I'll talk to you soon.